Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a moment of silence.
Coming up today on HHS In Depth. As we start a new semester, I sat down with Principal Mrs. Summers to get an update on the school year from her perspective.
Along with the story over new technology policies from SETS, why they came about, and how they're affecting students on a typical school day.
Plus, in sports, both of our basketball teams had successful weeks, and our gymnastics team season has begun. I'll get you caught up later in Down to the Wire.
Those stories coming to you today only on HHS In Depth.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In Depth.
Hello, Homestead. I'm Michelle Obioma.
And I'm Nada DeHook. Starting off our first show of the second semester, I got a chance to sit down with Principal Mrs. Summers to discuss academic progress with students so far and information looking towards the future. So with the end of first semester, we're slowly moving away from those COVID years. How would you assess students' learning abilities as we get closer to the way Homestead once was?
I think our students have done a remarkable job at rising to the academic expectations of Homestead after really 2 years and more of it being disrupted. That being said, it's a great place to get a high school diploma because it truly does open any door that you can imagine in terms of what your career or college choices are once you leave here.
Outside of academics, second semester brings new athletic and performing arts events for students, parents, and teachers to see.
I can remember all of the musicals I went to that when I was at Snyder, going to see the jazz band, going to what used to be called swing choir. You remember those more than you remember what happens in the classroom. And the sense of community and the fun that you have going to basketball, wrestling, gymnastics, those kinds of events, just hanging out with your friends at school when there's not the weight of we're trying to get something done in class. You may find that that is a better alternative for Friday and Saturday night over just hanging out and doing the usual things that you do from home.
And lastly, do you have any words of motivation for students as they enter second semester?
If students did just this one thing, second semester, they would find that their level of success would go up and also how they felt about school would improve. If you made it a New Year's resolution to turn in every single assignment this semester, for one thing, that's going to have a positive impact on your grade because a 0 is just a grade killer. But it also provides you then with that new knowledge and skills. It builds your confidence, and when you go to take the high stakes things like quizzes and tests, you do better because you did the homework.
Students, Mrs. Summers reiterated to make sure you maintain a good work ethic this upcoming semester, as it is essential to your academic success.
Thank you, Nada. Well, some students may have noticed some of the progress that was made on Homestead's construction project over winter break.
Joel McChesney joins us now in the studio with an update on Homestead's building development.
That's right, guys. And since our last construction update, massive amounts of progress have been made around the campus of Homestead. Assistant Principal Mr. Zors stated that rooms like the dance studio and the Gray Box, which is a smaller theater room, are scheduled to be completed by the end of January. He also went on to say that with the many delays and shortages, that any projections at this point would just be foolhardy. As for freshman students, the seminar room will be staying in the community room for the rest of the semester. Homestead Principal Mrs. Summers reminded us that all 100 and 200 classrooms will still be around when the final project is finished. The rooms will be completely remodeled with new floors, new walls, and all new technology. She went on to talk about some of the areas Spartans will look forward to in the next few months, saying, "Our full auditorium, which will seat 1,000 people, will hopefully be done by spring break." And Nada, overall, we have seen and will continue to see massive amounts of progress towards the new Homestead High School.
Well, Joel, I think many students are ready to see these new sections opening up soon. Thank you for the update.
As we close out the rainy week, many of us are hoping for a sunny day this weekend. But does it look promising? When I return, I'll tell you what you can expect over the next few days.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
Welcome back. Well, I'm sure everyone has been aware of some of the recent changes with the printing situation that has been going on here at Homestead.
The question for many students now is, how do we adjust to these new changes as we move forward this semester?
HHS In-Depth reporter Mara Nicholson joins us now to fill us in on these new printing rules and arrangements.
Some students may have noticed a price number popping up on their computer screen, but they may not know what this fully entails. Mr. Chase, the Director of Technology, explains what this means and how it will affect the school in the future.
At the beginning of the year, a printing limitation was placed on Homestead in hopes of reducing the amount of excessive paper being used.
I made this decision probably in July, late July, and I just hope that people understand that printing is not free and color costs more than black and white by a significant amount, and that they think before they print. We had reams and reams of paper out of printers that no one picked up. We're not going to restrict any printing. We just want students to think.
At the beginning of the year, students received $1.50 into their paper cut account. Each month, 25 cents gets added. Black and white copies are 1 cent per page, and color copies are 6 cents apiece.
If there's an issue where a student can't print, they can just go see Mrs. Reibolt in the media center and tell them of the issue that you can't print, that you've run out of money, and so it can be taken care of.
Although there was some initial confusion on the new printing policy, it seems to be becoming more clear as we move forward. This will hopefully help our school financially and our world ecologically. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Mara Nicholson.
Thank you, Mara. Homestead students are invited to go on an educational travel experience to Panama in July of 2024. Trip highlights include ziplining, surfing, and whitewater rafting. Go hear all the details, including the itinerary, activities, academic opportunities, and the cost of this trip at an informational meeting on January 24th at 6 p.m. The meeting is in the new community room in the Freshman Academy, which is the former weight room. To register for the meeting, find the link on the Daily Announcements Google Sheet. If you have any questions, email Mrs. Bush at the email address shown here.
Students, if you ordered a student section t-shirt way back on registration day, they can be picked up. If you're unsure if you ordered one, just go down and check the list. Shirts can be picked up from Mr. Schenkel's room, room 600B, in the radio and TV area, any time of day, as well as before or after school.
In now is HHS In-Depth reporter Emily Adams. And Emily, is it true that students in this program get first-hand experience of teaching by actually being inside classrooms across the district?
That's right. As scheduling season starts at Homestead, students interested in pursuing a career in education may want to consider education professions for the next academic year.
I knew from a very young age that I wanted to be an educator. I didn't know necessarily what subject I wanted until I got older and I realized I'm pretty good at math and I really like science too. EdProf has allowed me to step out of my shell a little bit more. I've been able to teach a couple lessons in the science class that I was in first semester, and it was a great opportunity to be in front of the students and actually listen to their feedback and tell me what they liked and didn't like about my presentation.
And in addition to getting amazing feedback, students also get the opportunity to figure out if this is the career for them before committing to it in college.
I found out about cadet teaching because of HHS In Depth my freshman year, and I thought that was a very good career opportunity for public speaking and seeing if I wanted to go into the education field later in life. During third and fourth period, I leave Homestead to teach kindergartners how to read. I'll pull them back in groups and read small books with them and help them sound out the words. I love seeing the old teachers that I had when I was in third grade, and I love interacting with the kids and being able to give them help that they wouldn't normally get within the classroom.
I would recommend this program for someone who's looking to pursue a job in education, because I think it's a really good hands-on experience that is beneficial.
I'd recommend this class to anyone who is thinking about going into the education profession. This is a very good opportunity to see if this is what you want to do, especially because in college you don't get to go out to classrooms till junior year. This is a really good time to test out and see if this is what you want to do.
It's clear that many students from kindergarten to 12th grade benefit from this amazing program. If you're interested in joining EdProf next year, make sure you talk to your counselor or Mrs. Kern at the email shown below. For HHS In Depth, I'm Emily Adams.
Thanks, Emily. Here at Homestead, there are many innovative students who may have thought about one day owning their own business. HHS In Depth reporter Megan Kelly joins us now with a story about how one Homestead senior uses her talents to pursue her dreams.
We have many artistically talented students here at Homestead. One student, Madeline Phuong, is using her talents to help others.
My business is A Second Chance, and I founded it in February of 2018. And through A Second Chance, I sell my artwork and I donate all the proceeds to local animal organizations. As of right now, it's a solo project, but I love to get more people involved with it, especially because I'm planning to do some murals over the summertime, and I'd love to have that be a group project. I plan to both continue and grow my business, especially as I move away for college, so hopefully through that I can get more people involved and my business will expand in that manner.
Madeline's tips for if you want to start your own small business focus on finding and maintaining a network of people that can help and support you. But she also highlights the importance of taking the leap and pursuing your passion.
Through A Second Chance, I've not only grown my love for art, but I've also been able to go out into the community and find people that have the same passions that I do for both art and animals. And through that, it's just amazing to find so many people who have similar interests and who are willing to support that in every way possible.
If you're interested in supporting Madeline, you can find her on her website or her Etsy using the links below. Help support animals in need in an amazing cause. For HHS In Depth, I'm Megan Kelly.
Thanks, Megan. Well, it's been a pretty gloomy week so far weather-wise, and Michelle, I have no desire to be outside at all.
Me either. I just want to bundle up indoors and watch some shows. Sophia Virgilio joins us now to tell us if these dreary winter days will continue through the weekend or if we'll see a little bit of sunshine.
That's right, Nada and Michelle. While we won't be seeing any more rain today, don't expect to see much of the sun either, as it will retreat behind the clouds for most of the day. And the 40-degree weather that we saw this week appears to have been short-lived as today's temperature dives to 33 degrees. Tomorrow will be similar, but a bit more sunny at 35 degrees. Unfortunately, we won't be getting a break from the precipitation, as it will begin snowing Sunday morning, possibly lasting until the evening. Temperatures won't get much warmer, hitting only 35 degrees both days this weekend. What can we expect over the next week? Could snow be in the forecast? Sit tight and I'll be back a little later on to let you know.
Thanks, Sophia. Next in Down to the Wire, Anthony Gary is in to recap what took place over last week for our winter sports teams and a look at tonight's huge SAC doubleheader.
Stick around, you're watching HHS In Depth.
Hello, Homestead. Here's this week's Club Roundup. K-Pop Club meets today after school in room 924. Basket Weaving Club will meet Monday, the 23rd of January after school in room 729. Meet in room 503, Mr. Tucky's room after school until 3:15 on Tuesdays to be part of the pro-life movement at Homestead. Asian Alliance will meet Tuesday, January 24th, after school in Miss Witt's room 119. Come to Film Club in room 614 next Tuesday after school. Chess Club meets every Wednesday after school in room 608, Senora Hoon's room from 2:40 to 3:45. Have a passion for fashion? Fashion Club's first ever call-out meeting will be held after school on Wednesday, January 25th, in Miss Hennessy's classroom, room 303. The Finance and Investment Club will be meeting on Thursdays now from 2:45 to 3:30. Anime Club meets Thursdays after school in room 924. Come out to Minority Student Union in room 611, Dr. Robinson's room, every other Friday throughout the semester from 2:45 until 3:30 p.m. To get up-to-the-minute club updates and additional information, please check out the HHS announcement page on Canvas.
Welcome back to Down to the Wire. I'm Anthony Gary. This week was a very successful week for Spartan Sports, so get ready to hear some positive results, starting with our boys basketball team who beat Columbia City Tuesday 65-56. In that game, Will Jamison had a career-high 26 points, shooting 10 for 10 from the free throw line. Kyron Kapowicki scored 17 off a game-high 3 three-pointers, and Grant Leeper had 13 points. The boys play again tonight in a huge SAC matchup versus Northside. The girls basketball team beat a very good Warsaw team Wednesday night, 62-54. Maya Epps brought in 16 points, Allie Stevens had 15, and Emma Royce played lockdown defense, giving up only 3 points the whole night as she got 9 of her own. Tonight, the girls look to keep their SAC title hopes alive versus Northside. On Tuesday, it was the wrestling team's senior night as they fell to Snyder 37-29. They don't compete this week as they will prepare for sectionals next week on January 28th. Well, after finishing runner-up at the state meet 2 years in a row, our girls gymnastics team is back with their eyes set at winning the state title once and for all. Morgan Gillette brings you a feature on the title-hoping team.
As we flip on into the beginning of the Homestead girls gymnastics season, they are working hard and have their eyes set on the state title.
At state last year, we finished runners-up, and I think we overall had a very good meet. We all did really good on all the events, so I'm excited for this year. All the girls on the team are great. We all are super close, and we cheer each other on at all of our meets, and we're just like a family.
I love my teammates and coaches. The coaches are so sweet and they help a lot. I have a lot of fun when I go into the gym. I just have a different mindset.
The girls practice 5 days a week and strive each day in hopes of reaching their goal of winning state at the end of the season.
For this year at state, I hope we do win. At state last year, we did good. We got runners up, and we did also 2 years ago, so 2 years in a row. And I think we did pretty good. We had some mistakes here and there, but everyone's doing great on every event, and we're just gonna keep getting better.
These girls put a lot of hard work and dedication into their sport, and we are ready to see it pay off this season. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Morgan Gillette.
Thank you, Morgan. Don't forget that tonight there's an SAC girls-boys doubleheader versus Northside. It's senior night for the girls, and it'll be a fight to stay undefeated in the SAC for the boys, so make sure you show out. There will also be a Champions Together game between games. That'll do it for this week's edition of Down to the Wire. Thank you for watching, and Sophia will have the final check of the weather when we return.
Next week on HHS In Depth, reporter Jaron Ellis will bring you a story informing you about co-op and what students do when they're involved. Catch this story and more next week.
Looking at next week, Monday will have a slight chance for snow that carries over from Sunday, which could bring delays or even cancellations to schools in the area. Tuesday brings some sun with still mostly cloudy skies and a high of 36. On Wednesday, another chance for snow is back with a high of 33. With Thursday comes the lowest temperatures we've seen since last year, reaching just 28 degrees. So sadly, it looks like we won't be seeing much sun or those 40-degree days again anytime soon. We'll just have to wait another week to see if they return. Nada, Michelle, back to you.
All right, thank you, Sophia, and thank you for watching today.
Good luck to all of our Homestead athletes and performers in action this weekend.
Want to catch up with HHS In Depth beyond this news show? Check out our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Homestead Media for updates on future shows and nationwide news.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here again next week.